For centuries, we've thought of chess as the ultimate test of human intellect. It's the game of strategy. But we live in an age where AI can master our most complex games. So has chess finally met its match? Or has it evolved into something else entirely? Let's dive in.
Okay, right off the bat, just look at these numbers. The number of possible games in classic chess is already staggering. It's a number with 123 zeros, way more than the number of atoms in the known universe. But chess reverse, its complexity is on another planet. We're talking about a number so vast it makes regular chess look like tic-tac-toe. So how is that even possible?
Well, this is the brainchild of Philippe LANGUILLAT. And get this, he spent 2 decades developing what he calls not just a new game, but a metagame. Think of it less as a single variant and more as an entire platform, a new framework for chess that pushes strategy and creativity to their absolute limits.
And this all raises a really fascinating question. If classic chess is pretty much a solved game for supercomputers, what's the next frontier for human strategic thinking? Chess reversal might just be one of the answers.
So how do you get from a number with 123 digits to one with 236? It all boils down to 2 fundamental, yet totally game-changing new rules.
The game's incredible complexity really comes from just 2 powerful ideas. First, instead of just capturing your opponent's pieces, you can flip them to your side. And second, any pieces you do capture the old-fashioned way don't just disappear. You can bring them back into play on your team. These 2 concepts are the engine for everything else.
Let's break down that first twist, the reversal. Imagine you're attacking an opponent's piece. If that piece has no defenders, you don't take it off the board. You flip it. It changes color. That knight that was just threatening your queen a second ago, it's your knight now. You can see how this one single rule completely changes the entire dynamic of the game.
And here's where the strategy gets incredibly deep. In one version of the game, this reversal is obligatory. You have to flip an undefended piece if you attack it. As the creator puts it, this constraint becomes a powerful tool of manipulation. You can actually force your opponent into making bad moves, luring them into traps, and setting up sacrifices that are moves and moves deep.
The second big twist is the reintroduction. Now, if you've ever played shogi or crazy house chess, this will sound familiar. When you capture a piece, it goes into your reserve, kind of like your pocket. On your turn, you can choose to drop that piece back onto any empty square. There's an indirect mode where you can't checkmate with a dropped piece, and a direct mode where you can. Suddenly, the board can just flood with new attackers out of thin air.
So the crucial thing to understand is that chess reversal isn't just one game. These 2 mechanics, reversal and reintroduction, are like ingredients. You can mix and match them to create a whole ladder of games that get progressively more and more complex.
And this ladder here shows exactly how it all builds. You start at the bottom with orthodox, which is just classic chess. Then you take a step up to reversus, which adds the mandatory flip. Then wave and speed wave bring in the piece dropping. And finally, you get to infinity and infinity speed, which combine everything. That's where things get truly mind-bending. And look at that estimated IQ column. It gives you a sense of just how much the cognitive demand ramps up with each new rule.
But it doesn't stop there. Believe it or not, those 7 games are just the building blocks. Chess Reverse then expands into 4 different universes, and each one creates a totally new kind of challenge, pushing the possibilities into the near infinite.
So let's look at these universes. Element is a standard, fair fight. Both of you are playing by the same rules. But then you have equity, where things get asymmetric. One player might have the power to reverse pieces while the other doesn't. How do you even balance that? Then there's ultimate, a brutal memory test where all the pieces are the same color. You just have to remember what's what. And finally, there's nexus, where the rules of the game literally change every 6 moves. Just wow.
This chart gives you a sense of the sheer mental horsepower you need for this. The creator calls it an IQ surcharge. Playing in the equity universe adds about 10 points to the cognitive load. The memory challenge of Ultimate adds 20. But Nexus? Trying to switch between 7 different rule sets on the fly can add a staggering 40 to 80 points. It's just a whole other level of intense.
It's really no wonder that one player, after trying the Ultimate mode, just called it a mind breaker. I mean, can you imagine trying to track which piece is which when they're all the same color, and you have to remember all the complex reversal and reintroduction rules? It's a monumental challenge, for sure.
So what does this all mean in the grand scheme of things? Where does Chess Reverse really fit in the long, epic history of the Game of Kings?
You know, chess has been evolving for 1,500 years. It began as a game called Chaturanga in India.
The biggest change probably happened in the 15th century, when the queen became the most powerful piece on the board, which completely accelerated the game. Well, you can think of chess reverse as another one of these massive leaps, introducing mechanics that are just as disruptive and game-changing as that powerful queen was centuries ago.
And this isn't just a fun theory. When modern AIs like DeepSeek analyze the game, they conclude it represents a saut évolutif. That's French for an evolutionary leap. The AI sees this not as a small tweak, but as a total refounding of the game, on a scale that's systemic and massive.
Another AI, Gemini, reached a similar conclusion, saying that chess reverse is a system that seems to be condensing centuries of evolution into one game. And that just nails it, doesn't it? Instead of waiting for natural evolution to happen over hundreds of years, this modular system basically accelerates that entire process into a single framework.
And that leaves us with one last really big question. As artificial intelligence keeps mastering the games we once thought were the pinnacle of human strategy, what do? Do we retreat? Or do we do what Philippe LANGUILLAT did and invent new, hyper-complex challenges that push our own cognitive frontiers? Maybe the future of human strategy isn't about beating the machine, but about building incredible new worlds for our own minds to explore.